So for this run in Black Rook Hold, Mythic plus 11, I kind of had just a couple goals really, other than finishing. Uh, not let my runic power pool up so quite so much. Try and use vampiric blood on pretty much every cooldown, and or as often as possible, if not always on cooldown, um, and use my potions. I think, as you'll see through this if you watch it, there's a little indicator in the lower right of that block of indicators right below my character. It tells me when vampiric blood is available. I did a pretty good job, I think, of using that really often in this run. Um, as you can see, using the potion was not so good this time. Obviously, like I didn't use it on this pull, didn't use it on the previous pull, so that's an area I still need to work on. But it's a start.
Four, three, two, one.
understand now. You must find Kotalos. You must put a stop to this.
This next bit here is actually where I first thought we'd have some trouble. I've always had trouble with the little spiders. Get out of line of sight of the healer, and then I die. But this seemed to work pretty well. Just go up to the first landing, kill all the little spiders here, get out of the green stuff on the floor. Once those are killed, move on up to the next landing with a few little spiders left and the big spider. And that seemed to work. We didn't lose anybody, I don't think. So probably the best experience I've had in a Mythic in this instance, going up this hallway with the spiders. Worked really well, and nobody really had any trouble. And that actually worked well, kind of keeping stuff in the doorway, so we still had some space to move in the hall. And there goes the big spider. Easy peasy. I thought my positioning on this pull and the next pull were pretty good. I kind of wanted to enslave one of the archers, but I wasn't able to. But I did manage to get everything all kind of grouped up, so everything could get cleaved down at once. My only issue is I couldn't really control where the archers were shooting off to, and so I need to do some more research on that, because both this pack and the next pack have those stupid archers, and I'd like to be able to keep those pointed away from the rest of the group, but they seem to just kind of turn and shoot at who they want to, not at me. So again, on this group, we had them coming from both sides, but I was able to get them pretty well mixed up or grouped together. Love it when I see Tremble Before Me trigger and spear everybody. So this group again had good DPS, and so these guys died pretty quick.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We will bury you here, fools. You cannot escape! The hunt is eternal. You cannot escape! Gods, hold them off! I will burn you alive! The hunt, you cannot escape! You cannot escape!
Coming up on this next pull is a great use of the binding shot by the hunter. Notice every mob that gets pulled into me gets stunned from that. That's just awesome. This pack really wasn't any trouble at all. Partly because of that. Oh, got a few ads coming in here. We'll pick those up. No problem at all. Could have done a little bit bigger pull here on this pack rather than just the two. Kind of wasted a little time there. Something I still need to work on. Now we get to play Indiana Jones. Other than that first hit, I didn't do too bad. I made it up to the top of the stairs without getting hit again. We'd had only 3 deaths on this run so far, which I thought was pretty good. Until we get to this part. This is just a tough pull. I'm never certain how far, how fast to go up the stairs with the big guys, because you hang around down here, you just get more and more bats, which by themselves aren't too bad, but they will overwhelm the DPS eventually. So trying to kill some of the big ones and then go up to the next landing and then out to the boss room, you just never know if you're gonna make it. At least I don't. I haven't quite figured out the pacing on it yet. So everything was going so good so far, and so I got the next group, but you can already see the DPS are starting to go down. We lost the healer there. So I'm not sure what I could have done to get more aggro on me. I'm standing in the volcano to keep stuff off the other mobs, but we had our one wipe here. But after this, we did clear it on the second attempt and moved on to the boss. from here on, the run went pretty smoothly. Didn't have much in the way of deaths, no more wipes. None of the mobs really gave us much of a problem, though I could have maybe done some bigger pulls, taking these two up to the next two rather than doing 2 sets of 2. Would have saved us a little time, but it wouldn't have made any difference on how we finished as far as upgrading the key goes. So out of this, I realized I do have 2 sets of gear using using some different legendaries for boss fights and trash fights, and I kept forgetting to switch between them. So after this run, I found a weak aura to tell me what gear set I currently have equipped. So hopefully that'll help remind me to switch to my boss set on boss fights and back to trash sets and so on. Basically all it swaps out is the chest legendary with the shoulders. The chest doubles the damage and healing for Blood Plague, and then the shoulders increases the damage of Death Strike for every Blood Boil that you cast before it. So definitely is good on single target. But other than that, this went really well, and didn't really have any trouble with any of the mechanics.
Four, three, two, one.
Fiends, you shall never have our world! I shall cleave you in twain! Burn away! Burn away!
So here we are, almost at the end of the last boss fight. Just used vampiric blood, and so that's on cooldown, so I'm working on getting that back ready. Here we go. Use my potions. We're still in the wrong gear set, I'm sure. But other than that, this went really smooth. I think we had one death on this. I used the battle res for it. Getting a little better on using those at the right time. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.